I didn't catch my husband cheating. I caught him, hiding a life. Monica had never been the paranoid type. At 39, she'd built a steady life in San Antonio, managing a bustling shopping center, married to a man everyone called reliable. Eric, 43, financial consultant, pressed shirts, perfect calendar, kind to waitstaff. Their marriage wasn't passionate, but it was stable, comfortable, predictable. They didn't have children, not by choice, not by accident, just circumstance. Monica told herself it gave them freedom, room to breathe. It made weekends quieter, vacations simpler, holidays cleaner. But lately, something had shifted. It wasn't dramatic, just subtle absences, slight changes, a longer pause before he answered simple questions. The way he smiled when she wasn't looking. Then came the Tuesday morning laundry. Eric had left early, a meeting downtown. Monica, as usual, tossed his work clothes into the machine. That's when she found it, a crumpled hotel receipt wedged inside the breast pocket of his navy vest. Old, faintly creased, but clear enough to read. It wasn't the name that caught her eye. It was the signature. Room was booked under Thomas Allen, but the signature scrawled across the bottom. She knew it. She'd watched Eric sign insurance forms and birthday cards the same way for 6 years. She stood there, fingers tightening around the paper. Her mind did the thing minds do. It tried to explain. Maybe he covered for a client. Maybe it was a one-off, a misprint. But Monica knew when her own hands started shaking. The truth was already whispering. She didn't scream, didn't confront. She folded the receipt and placed it in her planner. That night, she kissed Eric hello like normal, cooked pasta, laughed at his story about a difficult investor. Then, she waited. 2 days later, she called in sick, drove across town. The hotel was tucked into the edge of downtown, just far enough away to not be seen but not hidden. Clean, discreet, the kind of place people used for conferences, or for something else entirely. The front desk clerk, young and polite, looked confused when Monica asked about Thomas Allen. She wasn't on the reservation. She couldn't access information. Monica smiled. I'm just looking for my brother. She lied smoothly. He was supposed to meet me. He's terrible with directions. I just want to know if he's checked in. The clerk hesitated. Room 208. He's been here a while. Monthly arrangement. Monthly. That word hit harder than she expected. She walked slowly to the elevator, heart thudding loud enough to hear. She didn't know what she was expecting behind that door. Another woman. Maybe lingerie, cigarettes, cheap perfume. But when the door opened, it wasn't any of that. A woman answered. Maybe early 40s, tired eyes, kind face. She wore a cardigan and jeans. Behind her, a little girl played with blocks on the floor. The woman blinked. Yes. Monica stood frozen. I'm looking for Eric, she managed. Eric Caldwell. The woman's expression shifted, recognition, then tension. She nodded, stepped aside. Come in. Monica entered slowly, eyes scanning. The room was lived in. Food wrappers, a half-packed suitcase, children's shoes. I'm Clara, the woman said. You must be his wife. Her voice didn't carry anger, just weariness. Monica couldn't speak. Clara continued, motioning toward the child. This is Lily. She's mine. Monica sat down before her legs gave out. He pays for this place. Clara said. Food, clothes. He comes by once a week. Sometimes twice. Never stays long. Are you? Monica began, but couldn't finish. We were married, a long time ago. It didn't end like it should've. I had problems. I disappeared. He thought I was gone for good. But then I came back, with her. She looked toward Lily, who was humming to herself. He doesn't love me, Clara said. I know that. He just couldn't leave us out here. Not after everything. Monica felt like she'd been dropped into someone else's life. A secret play unfolding behind her own curtain. Clara stood. I never asked him to lie. But I didn't stop him either. Monica stood too. Her legs were steadier now. Her heart wasn't. Thank you for telling me, she whispered. Clara just nodded. As Monica left the room, The little girl looked up and waved. Monica waved back. Her hand trembled. She didn't cry in the elevator. But she didn't go home right away, either. She sat in her car, parked in the hotel lot, for over an hour, not because she didn't know what to do, but because for the first time in her marriage, she wasn't sure who her husband really was. Monica didn't sleep that night. The image of Clara's tired eyes and Lily's innocent smile replayed in her head like an unfinished movie. She kept picturing the half-packed suitcase, the bottle of children's vitamins on the counter, the quiet way Clara had said, "He doesn't love me." It wasn't betrayal, not in the way she'd expected, but it wasn't forgiveness, either. The next morning, Monica called a private investigator. She didn't tell him much, just Clara's name, her daughter, the hotel location. Within 72 hours, the results came back, and they changed everything. Clara had been married to Eric, legally, almost 10 years before Monica ever met him. Records showed they had separated after Clara was reported missing for nearly 8 months. Her family assumed she'd run off during a breakdown. Eric filed a dissolution under mental instability grounds. The paperwork was clean, cold, efficient. What it didn't say was that Clara came back. No documentation, no contact with Eric's world. But there she was, alive, raising a child, and Eric had been seeing them both, week after week, under the name Thomas Allen. Paying rent, groceries, medical bills, everything. He had constructed a second world and held it in place without Monica ever seeing the seams. She stared at the report for hours. Every sentence felt like a memory that didn't belong to her. She realized something deeper than anger, something colder. Eric hadn't lied out of lust. He had lied out of obligation, and shame, and fear. She began noticing patterns in retrospect. The one weekend a month he insisted on going upstate for meetings. The times he came home smelling faintly of baby lotion. The unspoken pauses whenever she asked about his life before they met. She watched him now with new eyes. The next dinner, the next laugh, they were hollow. She found herself listening to his voice like it belonged to someone else. One night, he came home late. Monica was in bed, lights off. He leaned in to kiss her forehead. She opened her eyes and asked softly, "How's Lily?" He froze. His body stiffened before his mind could form words. Then came the stammered breath. The stumble of silence. "You saw her," he whispered. Monica sat up. "I saw all of it. The hotel, Clara, the room you pay for, the child who looks a little like you." Eric didn't deny it. He just sank into the chair near the window and put his head in his hands. "I thought I could manage it," he said. "I thought I could keep them safe and keep you." His voice was breaking. "I didn't love Clara anymore. But she came back broken. With a child. No one else would help. I didn't know what else to do." Monica listened, to every word, to every excuse, and to the silence between them, thick with years of half-truths. She didn't yell, she didn't cry, she simply said, "You gave her your guilt. And me your edited truth." Eric looked up at her, eyes red. "I didn't want to lose you." Monica smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "You already did, you just didn't notice." She walked out of the room that night, not knowing if she'd walk back in. For the next week, she followed him, not literally, but emotionally. Watched him answer emails, fold laundry, kiss her cheek out of habit. She realized something unbearable. He hadn't stopped loving her, but he had stopped choosing her. And now, she had to choose herself. The next time Monica saw Eric with Lily, it wasn't planned. She'd left work early, no reason, just a pull, drove past the hotel, parked half a block away, watched from the safety of her car. It was raining lightly. Eric stepped out with a pink umbrella. Lily ran under it, giggling. He bent down, tied her shoe, wiped something from her cheek. She leaned into him like it was natural, like it had always been. Monica didn't move. She sat there, hands gripping the steering wheel, chest tight. The scene in front of her was quiet, mundane, but it wrecked her. She had never seen Eric like that. Not even once. That lightness, that softness, that joy. And it didn't come from her. She wasn't jealous of Clara. Not exactly. And not of Lily. She was jealous of the intimacy. The quiet knowing. The way Eric didn't have to try with them. He just was. She thought of the dinners they'd shared. The quiet nights in. The way his mind always seemed half elsewhere. Now she knew where the other half had been. That night, Monica sat across from him at dinner. He told her about work. A promotion maybe. Numbers and budgets. She interrupted. Why her? Why keep her? Eric put down his fork. I didn't choose her again. He said softly. I just never stopped carrying the weight of her. His eyes didn't beg. His voice didn't crack. She was lost. She came back. I didn't love her, but I couldn't erase her either. So you erased me, Monica said. Eric flinched. Not on purpose. She stood. That's the thing about silence. Eric, you don't have to mean it for it to leave scars. He didn't follow her. Later that night, Monica sat in her car again. Same spot, same hotel. She watched Eric leave room 208. Alone this time, jacket slung over one shoulder. Tired. He looked like someone who didn't know which life to walk back to. She didn't wave, didn't honk, didn't make herself known, because she understood something now. He hadn't betrayed her with a lie. He had betrayed her with a life. And betrayal by omission doesn't sting less. It just takes longer to see. She rested her head against the steering wheel, then turned the engine on, and drove away. Monica didn't expect anything for her birthday. Eric still made plans. A quiet dinner, a glass of wine, a small box, wrapped neatly in silver paper, sitting on her plate when she came downstairs. He stood there waiting, as if the gift would shift something, as if the weight of it might pull her back. She opened it slowly, a delicate gold necklace, simple, tasteful, hollow. Then came his words. You can go, or stay, but I won't hide anything anymore. No pleading, no apologies, just the line drawn in the dust between them. Monica looked at the necklace for a moment longer, then closed the box, placed it gently on the table, picked up her bag. She didn't say goodbye. Eric didn't stop her. The door closed with a softness that hurt more than any slam. A month passed. She didn't reach out, didn't check his social media, didn't ask mutual friends, but she sent a card. No envelope, just her handwriting on the inside. You didn't cheat on me with your body. You cheated on me with silence. That was all. No return address. No need. Days turned into weeks. Monica found a rhythm. Coffee, work, walks in the evening. Quiet replaced chaos. But it wasn't peace. Not yet. Just stillness. One afternoon, she sat in her favorite cafe. Near the window, a couple walked by, young, laughing. The man pushed a stroller. The woman reached for his hand. No drama, no history, just presence. Monica watched them disappear down the sidewalk. She didn't cry. She didn't smile either. She just sipped her coffee, now lukewarm, and whispered under her breath. The worst betrayal isn't when they lie. It's when they decide you don't deserve the whole truth. Then she looked out the window again. And kept breathing. Monica didn't walk away because she stopped loving him. She walked away because he stopped telling her the truth. But some betrayals don't grow from secrets. They begin with one mistake, one night, and a tiny plastic test that changes everything. Next, we moved to Lubbock, Texas, where Caleb thought it was just a drunken mistake. Until he found a pregnancy test in his own bathroom. Coming up next, Caleb from Lubbock. The babysitter's pregnancy test changed everything.